What's up, guys? My name is Justin. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are back on iRacing for Carb Cup at Charlotte. Those of you that know me, I never ever drive the next gen because I hate it and it's awful. But the Coke 600 is coming up soon, and so I need to rehash myself and get myself a little bit reacclimated before then. I know this is fixed set. I'm hopefully going to run open set for the Coke 600, but we'll see how it goes. See what I can put together. But I wanted to get some laps in at Charlotte and next gen just to remember how the thing handles and brakes and how tire wear works. So obviously tight field. Waldo is like a 3700, so very fast, and we'll see how this goes. Um, I hit the wall my second Q lap, but it was going to be slower anyways though. So don't think I'm fast, but just want a little bit of familiarity, and hopefully we can figure something out at least a little bit and get a little bit more comfortable in this. I don't think I've even raced it on a non-plate track. Like I've raced some carb cups and stuff, but I think they've all been at Atlanta, Daytona, or Talladega. I think the last time I raced it at like a track that you need to use the brakes was the Coke 600 here last year. So it's been quite a while. We'll see how it goes. Again, no expectations for this. Doesn't count for anything, which is nice. Fun race. So hopefully you enjoy it. And it's just going to be my kind of initial early Coke 600 prep. So we'll see how it goes. I guess the plan is just to kind of go as hard as I can. The whole 25 laps, not a very long race, and then we'll just kind of see what we can learn about tire wear and see how they fall off on this fix set at least. So yeah, don't know what to expect. Last year in the Coke 600, we were quite slow. Got bailed out by 3 or 4 different cautions to stay around, and then as the story goes with me, had a 0x and there was a wreck in turn 3 on lap 398 for no reason. And guy came down the track off the wall after wrecking 6 seconds prior and didn't hold his brakes, and I plowed into him and got a 4x on lap 398. We still finished out. I think we finished 9th or 10th just by being alive and surviving that long, of course, and not having any damage. But that wreck allowed Garrett Maines to be Garrett Maines and be an idiot and drive through Conti. Conti dominated the race, and Garrett Maines drove through him in the last corner on the green-white checkered and ran him up into the wall and stole the win. So whatever. I mean, Garrett Maines is in the Coke Series anymore, so we got the last laugh as haters of Garrett Maines. But anyways, we'll see how this goes. Yeah, again, no expectation. Don't know how it's supposed to go. Don't know how to start it. Don't know how to tire save, tire wear. Nothing, but that's why we're doing it. So hope you enjoy it. Make sure you drop that like, sub down below. Plenty of good iRacing content. Again, we'll see how the Coke 600 goes. Not sure if I want to do a recording or a stream. So if you have preferences or opinions either way, let me know. But let's get on the grid and we'll get ready to rock and roll. All right.
Same to you, Justin. Good luck.
Thanks, brother. Appreciate it. All right, here we go. So yeah, no idea what to expect. No idea what we're looking for here. I assume you don't want tire heat. I've never been very good in cup cars on iRacing. The closest I was to good was like Gen 6, like pre-neutered Gen 6, full horsepower Gen 6, like 2014, 15, 16, 17 type of era Gen 6, whatever. But this car, I've never understood. I never enjoyed it. Didn't care about it. Never really gave it a fair chance. But even when I do like this, I hate it. I can't wrap my head around driving off the right front. It's not my strength. It's not where I feel comfortable. It's not how I'm fast. It's not what I find fun. It's not good. So, but I do love running the Daytona 500, which was taken away by my computer rebuild and computer issues this past year. But I also love running the Coke 600. So. That's on the schedule. That's ready to go. Probably about a week after you're seeing this. Going to try to put the recording out in the days leading up to the Coke 600 rather than 2 weeks ahead of time because Carb Cup's here 2 weeks ahead of time. But anyways, I digress. Hope you enjoy this. Hope it's fun. Hope we learn a little bit. And let's get to it and have some fun. Decent start there. The guy behind Mark had a really good start. Just be able to roll, leaving 4th here until the backstretch. A little bit loose there on the cold tires. I have no idea if you want to shift here or not. I don't remember shifting in open last year, of course, and I don't know if the fix set is shiftable or if you want to be shifting or whatever. I just know that obviously dirty air is going to be the key. Keeping the tires on it's going to be key, but I have no idea how to do either of those things. So part of why we're doing this, but of course with the fix set we're not going to learn too terribly much, so just about having some fun. Nice race to get in here and enjoy it, and at least get used to the feel. You know, the steering box is completely different, the tire wear is completely different, the draft's completely different, so even if I learn nothing about the race itself, this is all mental prep to kind of wrap my mind around how this works. Sounds like they're wrecking at the back, which is a surprise to nobody. I expect the 84 car Waldo to be a contender here on the long run. He's really, really good and was very fast in both practice and Q. Kind of got a little bit lucky, just pip him with my lap in qualifying. So yeah, we'll see what he can do on the long run. We'll try to watch which lines he runs and compare our pace towards the end of the run. 25 laps, again, is not that long. I don't know what a full fuel run is here, probably 50 or 60 laps roughly. Yep, looks like that's the case. So again, just going to be about learning. It's going to, again, be roughly a half fuel run, probably a little bit less than a half fuel run for what the 600 is going to be. But open versus fixed, we're not going to learn a whole lot. Not going to be a whole lot of difference, but we'll take what we can get. So Waldo's up the inside here. Trying to take that second position, going to do so pretty easily, it looks like. Again, I'm not exactly running super hard, but we're just kind of in chill mode. Again, we're not really going anywhere here, so thought about blocking that, but it would have been a late block, and don't have any sense of doing that right now. We're not going anywhere, so we'll just try to keep him tight here, side suck a little bit if we can. Make him use those tires down on the bottom, not get side drafted too much if we can help it. But we'll just try to be smart and smooth here on the top. Make sure we can do our thing. Make sure he tries to get a little bit aero tight. Pretty easy to get tight there and smack up into the wall off of 2, so we gotta be careful of that. Yeah, nice push from the car behind, so again, pinching him down there in the center of 3 and 4, getting some air on his door, making him get a little bit tight is the key. Again, don't think we'll be able to hold him off here, but the goal is just to make him run harder than he wants to down the bottom. Not sure if that's even a thing. That's what you do in like Be Open or in other stuff, but not sure if that's a real thing in next gen. But again, no matter, this is all again for learning. So I'll try to pull Mark with us here up around the top. Seems like we're rolling pretty well up here. Nice smooth entry. It wasn't really trying to take the air off of Mark's nose there in the 3, but that's what ended up happening anyways. Seems like we're a little bit better down the backstretch off of turn 2 as far as exit momentum. Again, trying not to get side sucked here. Easier said than done, of course. But so yeah, maybe we didn't need to block that bottom run there, just for reference. Maybe it was better to just roll up in there on the top and pitch him down on the bottom of 3 and 4, especially over those bumps, is quite tricky. I definitely under-rotated the car there on entry and got caught from behind. Those are all the little nuances. It's very, very bumpy around here. This updated scan of Charlotte that we've had for a handful of years now, very, very bumpy, especially on the bottom of 3 and 4. That's all things you're going to have to, again, get used to and find out and try to learn. Again, you're going to have 400 laps in the 600 to do it, but until that point, it's all a learning game. Not really trying to air block there, just trying to take care of my front tires especially. He's going to get a good run to the inside here. Some space, not side suck yet. You have to drive in quite hard in turn 1 there to make sure we stay on his door. Again, a little bit of side suck, make sure we plant air on him there, and we can get a nice run off of 2 to stay side by side down the back. He's definitely lifting a little bit earlier than I am on both ends. Yeah, we'll plant some air on him there. I am mindful, though, I had a little bit of a latency issue in practice or warm-up in Q. Not sure what it was. I am uploading another video right now that could have been part of it, but try to get down and air block a little bit on the bottom of 1 and 2. Hopefully Mark can get a nice run off top of 2. Looks like he hit the fence just a little bit, but should still be all right. Entered 3 a little bit harder than I did that time. I just caught the apron with the left front there. Slid just a little bit, got the nose out of sorts and had to do a little bit of a correct, but we're still good. Keep an eye on that mirror, 15 to go, 10 down. Again, not sure how easy it is to pass on the bottom with a tire offset, or again, with our tire wear is even going to look like, so we're just guessing, trying our best here. Not concerned, just trying stuff. Looks like Gary Nash in 88 is going to actually go by Waldo here as well. So I feel pretty good about being able to, ooh, big dive there by the 88. I feel pretty good about being able to hold off on the top as long as we don't just get doored in the center of the corner, which is a thing that's known in this car that you can do. You see it all the time in the Coke Series races because people have no respect in Coke or in anything else for that matter. But so yeah, it looks like our lead pack might be still 5 cars here. I'm gonna go check behind Waldo. Yep, we got Marquine, and then Andrew is about 2 seconds back from that. So still a pretty good group here at the front, 5 cars. Nice and chill. We're going to be 12 down, 13 to go, just shy of halfway here at the completion of this one. Feel good about where we're at. Handling is okay. Again, I don't know what good handling is supposed to even feel like, so that's kind of a moot point and a stupid reference to make, but I feel decent about where we're at. I feel like I've done a good job running within my pace, conserving tires. We haven't hit the fence yet or anything to damage the car or break a wheel or anything like that. Another big run in the toe for Mark here down the back. Again, let me know what you think about strategies or options for Coke 600. Of course, on the long run is the key. Fixed open, tire wear, anything else I need to know that you're an expert on. If you drive this more than I do, let me know any tips you have, and we'll try to be a little bit more competitive than we were last year. Again, we got the good finish last year and had a mostly clean race until the very end, but we weren't that competitive. I think we were in a split of like 35 or 36, and we probably ran 28th to 30th for most of the first half of the race, especially just on pace. So yeah, something we're going to try to improve on a little bit. I mean, if we can run 20th to 25th even, that'd be, you know, pushing up against the top half of the field against some really high-rated guys who probably drive the thing all the time. So good to get side sucked a little bit here by the 47, but we'll try to just carry momentum off into turn 1. Again, pack a little bit of air on his nose there, force him to lift out, which he does. And we'll be on our way and see if the 2 behind go to battle again with Gary there. Looks like the top of 3 and 4 just over the seam is a little bit too bumpy. You can avoid the bumps just a little bit on the bottom of 3 and 4, it seems like, on entry. But you still got to get the thing turned and rotated and slowed enough not to bounce up over into them. So it's all good to know. Top of 1 and 2, or middle at least. We haven't really run the top on either end. Middle of 1 and 2 seems to be okay. It seems like all 3 lanes can be viable in 1 and 2 if you got the right setup and the right tire wear, but 3 and 4 seems to be very difficult no matter where you put your car because it's bumpy in all the lanes. It just depends on your corner speed and how well your entry is executed. So definitely feeling a little bit tight here now. We're going to block drivers right if needed, which we do, and he's going to push us along instead of taking the run again to the inside of 1 and 2. Fine by me. So we got 9 to go here. We're down with 16. I think we've led them all. I don't think we've been beaten back to the line yet when we were side by side all those laps earlier. But still a nice pack here at the front. Everybody's still in it. And obviously all the money is handed out the last 5 laps. We've seen here plenty of times from me in Pickup Cup. You can hang out, save some tires, run around pretty conservative the first 20 laps or so. And then it's not until those last 5 that the pay window opens. Another big run coming to the inside here for the 47. Sounded like a shift for him. Not sure if it was, though. He might get clear here. Actually is. That was a really well-timed move, really well-executed move on the bottom there. A little bit of aero wash for us.
What the fuck was that?
And we'll just go back to being nice and conservative here. Float our entry very nicely, figure out how to make a pass, because obviously this is the first time we've been behind here, lap 18, so we don't have a lot of time to figure this out, but this is all good. Actually, probably for the best to run in a little bit of dirty air, figure out what's going on. See how we can generate runs and make moves. Do a little bit different things if we can, get an opportunity to try different lines, it's all good. Side suck obviously is going to be key. Nice little late apex there, try to generate some momentum, which we do. See which way he wants to block. He's going to block up, so we'll take a run to the bottom. Well, tried to make sure I left him room out there, didn't want to just slide up into him. I get a little bit of side suck before the entry of the corner. Drove into 3 very deep there. We'll try a throttle up on the bottom since we have some cleaner on the nose at least, and try to roll back through on the bottom. And try a side suck just a little bit here, get a little bit of door-to-door contact. Sorry about that, Mark. I just lost sight of you out the nose there. All right, we got our advantage on entry into 3. Try to get rotated on the bottom, which we actually do pretty well, but he's going to still be at the right rear there. 4 to go. I have to pull a little bit of a slider here this time. And we're going to get clear, just barely. I didn't feel like I forced him up in the fence there. If I did, apologies, Mark. I felt like I had enough clear space there. But we did have to use quite a little bit of tire there to make that pass run pretty hard there for 3 or 4 laps, but we're okay. Waldo coming back on the bottom now. Hopefully Mark's not damaged. Again, apologies. I'll have to go back and watch that on lap 22 and see if I made a mistake there with how I raced him. But I felt like we were clear enough that time where I could start to move up and fill that gap, and he couldn't get his nose back alongside, but we'll go watch it back again. But anyways, 2.5 to go. Waldo's up to second now. He's probably been just hanging out safe and tire, laughing at all of us, to be honest with you, but definitely lost the fronts for entry to 3. I still feel like we can rotate pretty good on the right rear and get power down, which is kind of what you need. It's just very difficult to do, and I don't know how to do it consistently. But popsicle sticks, we got 2 laps left here. Again, worst comes to worst, we'll just protect up in 1 and 2 on the last lap if needed, and just make sure we're where we need to be. A little bit aero tight for the guys behind there. Of course, they're going to get the big runs down the straights with the toe, but not too terribly bad. So get the nose in through 3 and 4 pretty nicely. Rotate through there. We'll come off a 4. White flag, credit 1 banked, 1 more good one. Nothing stupid. We got 4 car lengths. We're in a good spot as long as I don't make a mistake here. Nice, easy, soft, smooth entry. Roll back to the throttle once the nose cuts in. We're in good shape. 3 car lengths still, not enough to make a big run in 3 and 4 because it's so bumpy, so hard to pass down here. Go to the bottom nice and chill. And that was a really good race. I really enjoyed that. Great race at the front, guys. That was a ton of fun. All right. Well, we'll take that. That's a good one. Good one to have on the books. Good fun. Again, I'll go back and watch that thing with Mark. I think that I felt like I was in a good spot, but again, we'll go watch it and make sure I wasn't a dickhead. So yeah, we'll take it though. It was good fun. He's revving at me. You never know if that's a congratulations rev or a what the hell man rev, but either way. Again, I'll go watch it. I felt like I had made a clean move and a good move, but we'll go check it out real quick and see what it looks like from outside the car. Obviously, my opinion is always different. We had the nose ahead here going into 1. I knew that this was the corner. We had to make it work. Missed my entry just a little bit, but we throttled up, and right here we got clear. I mean, it's hard because like we're clear enough to move up and take this space, but he's also on throttle. I know as soon as I come across his nose right here, like I never really come across his nose until he's already right up to the fence. I leave him the clean air. I mean, I'm fully intending to take this. I guess we're not as clear as I thought I was from the mirror, from the view I had. I mean, he's already in the fence though by this point. Like he's already too high, trying to throttle up to stay on my right rear. So that's a really difficult one. I felt like through the center here, I was clear enough to move up. Obviously, he's going to get exit momentum just a little bit. And again, I'm moving up here. I'm taking this line, but I never really come across his nose and get him aero tight. And he's in the fence already, and that allows me to get the space and clear. So I don't know. Let me know what you think. I think that I see a lot of people do that. I'm not saying that's an excuse, but that's how it goes. Thank you, Andrea. Oh, that's not the right key. So yeah, let me know what you think about that. If it was a good move, clean move, or if I'm a dickhead. But yeah, I mean that is what it is. The lap before that, I just misjudged. I lost sight of him in the A pillar and hit him on the straightaway, but we both survived that. I don't think either of us hit the wall or anything, but yeah. So I probably was a little bit naughty by me there, but again, that's one of those deals. It is what it is. So we'll go check out the results real quick just to see what they look like. Again, I know it doesn't matter. 2 lead changes though. We lead 22 of the 25 laps. Stayed behind there for a couple laps. Had a great battle with Mark there at 2700. He's very good. Waldo 3700 was up in there, and Gary stuck with us really, really well for a 1200. And the rest of the field there, as you see what it was. So thanks to Dan for wishing me good luck. Sorry that he died immediately. And that's that. So yeah, good prep for the Coke 600, and hopefully I can use a little bit of what I just learned to not be 35th on pace next time. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. Not sure again yet if I'm gonna stream or record, but you'll see that regardless the week of the 600, probably late in the week. So that's gonna be it. Appreciate you all so much. Drop that like and sub down below. Don't want you to miss anything else we got coming up from iRacing, Camaro content, other games, fun stuff, racing, all the usual stuff that I have, and still loving it and having a blast. So till next time, as always, bye bye.